Hey learner, this is Nilesh Borate. So in this video we will see the life cycle of an Android. So there are some built-in functions which are available in every activity. So see onCreate. So this function is called when an activity first created, when a user opened the app. Then onStart. So this is called when an activity becomes visible to the user. Then onResume. They called when a user start increasing with the application. Then onPause. When activity is paused which is not visible to the user. Then onStop. They called when activity is no longer visible to the user when a user minimizes the app. Then onDestroy. They called when activity destroy when the user clean the application stack. Then onRestart. They called when activity restart. So these are the functions which are responsible to the Android lifecycle. So let's see the one diagram. So this is an Android lifecycle diagrammatical view. So first block is that the activity launch. Then first function is called onCreate. Then onStart. Then onResume. Then see here this is activity running. Then onPause when it is going to foreground. When it is no longer, then onStop. App process kill. Again they are going to this onCreate function. So here again when restart, then again going to this onStart function. Then here after onStop, then onDestroy, then here activity shutdown. So this is a life cycle. So Android activity lifecycle is controlled by these 7 methods of a class called android.app.activity class. An activity is a single screen in Android. It is like window or frame of Java. By the help of activity, you can place all your UI components or widgets in a single screen. The 7 lifecycle methods of activity describe how activity will behave at different states. So let's see again brief for every function. So first let's see onCreate. So you must implement this callback which fires when system first create the activity. On activity creation, the activity enter the created state. So in the onCreate function, you perform basic application startup logic that should happen only once for the entire life of the activity. Then second function is that the onStart. When the activity entered the started state, the system invoke this callback. The onStart call make the activity visible to the user as the app prepare for the activity to enter the foreground and become interactive. So for example, this method is where the app initializes the code that maintains the UI. UI means user interface. Then onResume. When the activity enters the resume state, it becomes to the foreground. And then the system invoke the onResume callback function. So this is the state in which the app interact with the user. The app stays in the state until something happens to take focus away from the app. Such an event might be, for instance, receiving a phone call, the user's navigating to another activity, or the device screen turning off. Next function is that the onPause. The system calls this function or method as the first indication that the user is leaving your activity. So it indicates that the activity is no longer in the foreground. So use the onPause method to pause or adjust operation that should not continue while the activity is in a pause state and that you expect to resume shortly. So there are several reasons why an activity may enter this state. So next one is that the onStop. When your activity is no longer visible to the user, it has entered the stop state and the system invoke the onStop callback. This may occur, for example, when a newly launched activity covers the entire screen. The system may also call onStop function when the activity has finished running and is about to be terminated. Then last one is that the on destroy. So this is called before the activity is destroyed, the system invoke this callback either because the activity is finishing or the system is temporarily destroying the activity due to configuration change. So this is the life cycle. So let's see the one example. So see here, this is your Android Studio. So this is a Hello World project. This is your first project of Android. Now here we create the new project. So going to file, new, then new project. And see here, this is empty activity, then next. So my project name is that the Android life cycle. So this is your package name, save location, language Kotlin. So this is your minimum SDK version. So here we finish this project. So now here we wait to opening this application. So see here, this is the Android life cycle project. So this is your title of your project, see in project structure. So see on bottom, so wait till this Gradle build running. So see here on bottom, now project is in idle mode. So this is your project structure. This is your main activity.kt file. This is your Kotlin file. This is your activity main.xml file. So this is your by default text view message hello world. So see in lifecycle, so this is your first function on create. So on every function we use one log message. So here we define one global variable. So don't forget, this is your Kotlin language, not a Java. So here we declare var tag string is equal to, for example, this is your my app. So this is one variable. So in this on create function we call one log.I means that is the information message. So first parameter is that your tag, and the second parameter is your the string. So for example, this is on create function. So similarly we override the another function. So now my cursor is in class section. So here we type on. Now here we call all these lifecycle functions. So next function is that the start function. So on start. So going to this and hit enter. So see here, automatically this function definition is entered. So here we add log.I again message. So again there are two parameters. First one is that the tag, and second one is that this is your on start function. Again going to here. So my next function is that the on resume. So see here again, here we use log.I. First parameter is your tag name, and this is your on resume function. Then again on pods. So see here, log.I tag on pods function. So next function is that the on stop. So log.I tag on stop function. Then on destroy. So log.I tag on destroy function. So next one is that on restart. So log.I, this is tag on restart function. So here we define all these lifecycle functions sequentially. Now we test this code. So see here we call this activity main.xml file. So your design layout here only, this is hello world message. Okay, now we check all this output in this logcat section, not the screen of your app. So here we run your emulator. So see here, this is your Nexus 5X API 29 emulator. Now here we run this code and open the emulator. So see here, so this will take a time, so wait. So see here, this is your emulator hello world text. So my system configuration is that this is the Core i7 processor and the 16 GB RAM. So they take the 2 to 4 minutes to run this emulator. So if your configuration is low, so I think they take a lot of a time, that is hardly 5 minutes. So wait till your emulator is not stable. So this is your output. Here we open this logcat. So this is your logcat, this is your emulator, and in this logcat here we use info because we use the log.imessage. So info, and here we search, this is your tag string name is that the my app. So see my app. So see, these three functions are executed. So here we open the life cycle of an Android. So see, sequence wise, first function is on create, then on start, then on resume. So here in this Android Studio, see on create, on start, on resume. Now here your application is now running. So see, your activity is running. So every screen is activity. So now here activity is running. Now here we use the back button, then see which functions are running. So here we use this back button. See in side by side, on pause, on stop, on destroy. Activity is destroy here. See here, on pause, on stop, on destroy. All these three functions are running here. So again going to this app. So this is the Android life cycle. So see here again, on create, on start, on resume. These three functions are executed. Now here we minimize this app. So here I press this center button. So see here, next function is that on pause, on stop. On pause, on stop means activity is not destroy. So see here life cycle. Now on pause, on stop. Again when I click this activity, so again this is going to start. So see here, going to this emulator, click this button. So this is your activity. Now click this activity. Again see here which functions are running, on restart and start and resume. See simultaneously on life cycle. Here on stop, and this is directly going to this on restart, then start, resume, and here activity is running. So like this way every function is executed. Okay, so this is a life cycle of an Android. So students, test this code on your machine. So on next video we will see the Android user interface and the different layouts of an Android step by steps. So if you have any queries, then comment on our query in comment box. Likes and subscribe the channel. See you on next video. Thank you.